So I'm looking around and I'm kind of backing up and I'm talking to the guy, and all of a sudden I fall through the floor. Probably the top of the list was, I was so green. I was just starting out, and I was scared and I was nervous, but I was doing everything that I was supposed to do. And I picked an area that I wanted, a geographic area that I wanted to farm. And I sent out my very first mailing, put it in a an envelope where I wrote their names and their addresses, put the hand stamp on it. And I mean, I mailed it on a Friday and I get a call on a Monday. The guy who called me, he said, I got your mailer and wanted to know if we could chat, if you could come over and see my place. So I ended up going over there that afternoon. And he said, but before you come over, I have to ask you a question. Do you smoke? And I said, well, I don't know what that has to do with real estate, but no. And he says, okay, good. He goes, I'm disabled and I'm on an oxygen tank. And no, I don't smoke. And I'll be right there. So I go over and I'm walking up to his front door and I see the guy's name, so-and-so's Crazy Farm. That was on his front door. And I'm like, oh man, what have I gotten myself into? And there was also a no smoking sign, it said oxygen in use. So I go in and this gentleman, nice as he could be, was on an oxygen tank to breathe, using it to breathe, and he was in his wheelchair. And he had friends over and I looked around and they were smoking like fiends. I mean, they were smoking. And then he said to me, he goes, hey, I have to put some animals away before I show you around the house. And I'm like, well, how many animals do you have? He had 7 dogs, 5 cats, and like probably 15 birds.
Yeah.
And the smell in the house.
Yeah, that was my next question.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then the animals didn't get along with each other. So in order for me to go to one area of the house, we had to isolate the animals so they wouldn't get into the other part of the house to see the other birds, the other dogs, whatever. So I'm looking around and I'm kind of backing up and I'm talking to the guy, and all of a sudden I fall through the floor. I literally fell through the floor. And I'm looking around and the house hasn't been updated in 30 years and everything's falling apart. So again, I was so green and I don't know what possessed me to say this, but I said, well, so-and-so, let's go talk. So went into the other room, we were chatting, and I said, would you have any place to